Agent 1. So how many of you currently use this or have used it? Well, I don't have to ask that on the Zoom. Sorry about that. I won't do that. It was be standing in class. So Fidelity Agent 1 is probably the best tool you could use for prospecting. There's really not a better tool to talk to a seller or buyer about real estate, because any one of you, if I were to ask and you answer back, which I won't have you do that. See, there's chat here. Anything I need to know here? Okay, click on total. Perfect. Thank you, Rami, for doing that. She's doing a great job of moderating me. So if you're talking to a buyer or seller, I mean, definitely they're going to know, the buyer's going to say, well, what's it going to cost me? How much is my payment? Right? Well, the interest rates are 7. I mean, what's my payment on that? If I buy something for $1 million and put 300 down, how much do it cost me? Well, you can do well, it's an estimated, 2% or whatever you decide your number is, to do that estimation and calculate it in your head and kind of tell them a number. Or you can have a tool that's legitimately very accurate, and you can produce it in a way that texts them the content. You can email them the content. You can talk about it on your phone while you're with them. It loads on a computer like mine is here, but it actually works way better on your phone. Way better on your phone. It's made for a mobile app. I mean, what I'm going to show you is 80% of the app. The phone makes it 100%. It's really good. Okay. So we're going to go to the beginning of this app. This is how, when you open it on your phone, it looks like this. So it looks like this. It always defaults to this buyer link. Here's a seller link, and there's other options to the right. Okay. I'm going to click through the buyer, the seller, and I'm going to show you 2 items in the calculators, and then we're going to move on. I have to move to the next thing. But let's say you're talking to a buyer. They come into an open house, and Margaret, you have an open house, and you have an open house at on my house. Let's just say it on mine, because mine's already in there. We'll this is a friend, 501 Washington in El Segundo. Okay, that's the house you're sitting. That's your new listing. So what it does for a buyer, it finds the current property taxes for the buyer. But when I put a price in, that home's worth probably $2.5 million. Okay. When I put the price in, you know what? It didn't do that. Let's see. Did that wrong. Let's see if I do that again. That used my location. Okay, so let me just see here. Let me go back here. Let me just put that in again. I put the price in, 500 Washington. There it is. No, I wanted to do something for me, and it's not cooperating like I think it should. This is what I'm hoping it's going to do it on this. Okay, so more. Okay. So what it didn't do for me, it did it earlier, and I don't know why it didn't do this time, but what it'll do is when I put the price in for the buyer side, it actually calculates their new tax bill and drops that bill in there. And it's missing that. And I don't know why it didn't do it. It did it earlier, and I was expecting it to. So that's why I tried to. I'm going to put what it is. It was approximately 30,000. So I'm going to put it in there at $2.5 million. Okay. So it defaults in there. I say compute. Now, here's a cool feature that it has. If you have a favorite escrow company that you use and you want them to be in the system, you can ask them to fill out a form for me right up here. For example, I have Overland in here, but here's Concierge Escrow is in here. There's Concierge. That's down in the South Bay. That's one that's in there. Would I like to change it? Yes, I think it kicks me out of everything new. So I change that. I'm going to go choose this address again. I'm going to put a price in. $2.5 million. 20% down. Now it defaults right here under the options. You can make a note here, maybe in your writing, just to click on the options. You choose defaults. And this is where you, come on. You want to change this default. It defaults to 3%. So you want to change it to the 2.5 because that's our area standard. And then everything else I basically left the same, except for I did put mine as 20% down default. It defaults to 10%. So if you want to make that change and not have to manually do it every time, you change it here. If you don't change it, it's going to show 10% and it's going to show 3% on these, and you want to just click on that. So remember, it's under options, defaults, and then I make the change here, and I make the change here if that's what I want to do, right? Continue. Okay, so I did everything I needed to do. I'm going to change this tax bill to the 30,000 because I know that's what it was. I just hit compute. Here's my close date. Basically, it has this date, but I could, let's say I put it out 30 days. Let's say I take something in September. I'll do September 29th. Okay, compute. So it's going to tell me how much. Whopping, there's their payment on that. Kind of blows my mind, right? Kind of blows your mind when you look at it. And there's your total down payment, and there's your monthly payment. There's your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So there's your PITI right there in front of you. Okay. Now from here, I can click on detailed closing costs. It'll show them all on the screen. I can make changes if I want. If I share it to a PDF, and remember, on your phone, it's spectacular. You can open it on your phone and you can send a text or an email right from your phone with the flyers I'm going to show you. So when I click on share PDF on the screen, here's a flyer. There's me at World Title. I'm that handsome guy a long time ago. So here's the home estimate, right? But if I click over here on the right and on your phone, it's down at the bottom, it says templates. I have all these template options here. But because I put the property address in here, C501 Washington, it actually does this really cool geo flyer around the property. If I click on one of these home reports, you'll see that it gives me all the local services around the address. So here's the house. Here's my conveniences. There's the gym, Starbucks, gas, hospital, market, you name it, 20 restaurants within 2 miles. Gives me my schools, how close they are. I mean, it just gives you all this stuff on the screen. So how did I do that? Right over here under edit the property. So let's say you're going to show the property to someone who loves to golf. You just happen to know that they love to golf. So I could click on here and edit property. I can choose stuff right here. Look at the things I can choose. Edit my conveniences. I get up to 6. So that's what I put in, but I could go down here to do golf. It's limited, so I have to take some off. So I'm going to take off the gym, the hospital, and gas. I'm going to put dogs, parks, dogs, and golf. I update it, and now my flyer is going to have all those things on it. Boom, I just added all those things. So it's a really easy way to customize. It works the same way on your phone before you're going to see a client. So I could email this to a client. I could print it, whatever I decide to do. Or if I just want a simple flyer that doesn't have all this stuff on it, I could just click a normal net sheet, and I have a normal net sheet, not all the extras. So you can put your logo in and you can put your picture in right here. When I go up to, let me go back to the main page. I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the seller next. So I'm going to redo that again. So I'm in the middle. I think it's up here. Where's my profile page? See this little picture of me on the right? Yours says profile on the photo, but if I click on this, there's my profile. And I can, right here, I just upload a logo and a photo right on your phone. You just make sure they're on your phone. You just grab them and load them in. Here's the information you'd put in right here. You want to make sure and put your licenses in. So you have your licenses in there too. And once anything you put in here is what's populated on the flyers. So you want to make sure that's accurate. Okay. I'm going to go to seller now. So I love the seller. This is why I like it. I'm going to show you the same thing. So I put the address in, right? What the program does is it uses a product called HomeLink, and it finds the property taxes of record and any loans, the loan of record, the first TD, and it brings it up. So watch, it founds the property taxes. So it's going to add them to the seller's closing cost, right? Divided by whatever amount of time it is. It knows how to do it. And look at this. We found a loan recorded in 2012 for $339,000. Now look at this. It says interest rate. right here, it says the average interest rate was 3.695. So I type in 3.695, and it's going to calculate their current loan balance, which is a wow, because no one can do that. So I calculate it. It shows me the loan balance. I use it in my estimate, and now it just drops it right in right here. So I have all the information I need, right? I'm going to put my price in. My 5% commission. If I knew that you're going to have some repairs, I could drop it in right there. I've got concierge escrow, but again, I could change it up here if there's a different escrow company you're working with. If you don't do anything, it shows Fidelity title escrow. Just so you know, if you don't say do anything, it shows Fidelity. Now, let's say you had a property. This property was in LA City. Let's take it out of El Segundo. Let's just say it was LA City. I'm going to need to know the city transfer tax for the sale, right? So I click on city transfer tax drop down, and I choose LA. Now it's going to calculate the $450 per thousand. It automatically does the $1.10 because that's universal. And I got my $560 for LA City. So I get a closing date. Let's say it's September. Compute. Oh, now I had that as a split. That should have been a seller. That was my mistake. So I would go right here and say seller, compute. It would change that number. So there's their net at close. I can come here. I could share the PDF, right? But look at this. Let's say this is a great property, and Christine knows that she's going to get multiple offers on this property. Her listing is going to be one of those ones that everyone's teething at the bit to buy that great location. I can click on multiple offer here. Same thing on your phone. I can add a new offer. I'm going to put the offer at 2,555,000. I'm going to put the down payment. They put in 700 grand because they were really strong. The buyer's name is Mary. And there you go. I just kind of put in that. I just made it up, right? Here's my, their earnest money is, 200 grand. They really want it. Okay. Home warranty, obviously that's too low. We're going to put that at 850, but I won't worry about all the details there. So I add it. Now it adds the offer. See how I just did two? Well, I just want to do one more quick so you can see how cool this is. So I'm going to put the last one at 2.6. I'm going to put the down payment at $1 million. Parents are helping out. Buyer's name is Joan. And I'm going to leave everything else the same, right? So I say add. I got 3 offers, right? This is legitimate, right? You can have a property, you can do some guesstimations like this. And all I have to do is hit it like this. And then I say, let's see, is this it? Compute? Yep. Oh, I just kicked it out, darn it. Did I just kick it out? I did. I'm not going to do it, darn it. Anyways, I needed to hit share PDF, and it does a nice PDF with all three offers. I'm not going to do it again for time's sake. So you would see it next. If I just do the one, I think it's just going to look, yeah, I need more than one in there, so I won't do it. All right, so there's your net sheet that I showed you. Share it to a PDF, and you got all these options right on the screen. There's the seller PDF. There's other options down the side you could choose from. They have someone that just wants it real simple, down and dirty, black and white. There's a nice black and white one, simple. All right, you can print them, you can email them, you can text them. Any questions before I move on? Okay, Rami, will you drop the link into the site, the fidelityagent.com/Matt Gagline. That's how they load it. Or I could text them the link if they don't have it. But it's a free product unless you go to the next step is still free. I'm going to show you this cool feature here. So this one, when I show this to lenders, they really can't believe this program does this well. And it allows agents to do this. So I'm going to look through the list here and say that Beth Morrissey is my buyer coming in the door. And I'm going to talk to Beth. Hi, Beth. This is Matt from ABC Realty. It's nice to have you at my $2.5 million listing. Is this a
Hi,
price
Matt.
Hi. Is this a price point you think you can afford that you're looking at? This is a price point you want to buy in?
Yeah, it should work.
Great. Okay. if you would allow me, if I could ask you 2 questions, we'll kind of go through what the options would be. It'll help us understand what you could afford. It doesn't take into consideration any debts you have. That would be, when I refer you to a lender. But if you just wanted to get an overview, it's kind of a great way to do it. So I click on monthly affordability, same thing on your phone. Notice that it has 1 entry, total PITI. But when I click this bring to close, same little link is on your phone, a little plus sign. I have 2 entries. So Beth, if I could ask you 2 questions, it'll do a quick calculation for us. Let's consider your PITI, the total all in, what you're comfortable paying every month, meaning this is your principal and interest on the loan, your property taxes divided by 12. So it's a lump each month, and your homeowner's insurance divided by 12. So what would that number be, would you say? You gotta make up a big number.
No more. What is the price of the house I'm looking at?
$2.5 million.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if I'm close or not, but no more than 18,000.
Perfect. Good. Thank you. Okay. And how much do you have to bring to close? Did you save money, inherit it, get it from a stock?
I've got about 800,000 to close.
Excellent. So I put in the 2 numbers she's giving. That's all I did, right? I hit compute. It takes about 20 seconds, and it basically will show us how much Beth can afford based on the numbers that she gave me. She can spend 2.9, almost 2.950. Well, Beth, the good news is you don't have to pay as much per month. So let's just say we take that down to 16,000. I compute it again, and it'll just calculate the new number for us on the screen.
That's great.
It's really a great tool if you just learn that. So there's a 2.6. Heck, you're going to be saving money, Beth. You're going to be there's 0, not that. So you know what I mean? You can see how easy it is to change. I could change this number here, and it recalculates over here, right? So that's one of my favorite features about the product. The last thing
I'm playing along with you on my phone, although I'm listening mostly. But it looks like if we want to go in and personalize it, we have to pay for a premium version.
Yes, the premium version. Thank you. The premium version is $10 a year. Oh, and then all your flyers have you on it. Like when I share a PDF here, I'm on it because I paid for mine, right? So there's my monthly affordability. There I am. There's Beth. There's my logo. So it gets printed on everything you produce, and all these other flyers over here to the side. Yeah,
thank you.
It's totally worth the $10.
Yeah.
But if you just wanted net sheets for buyer seller, it totally works fine. It's just not branded on it. The next section is paid also. The premium is all social media. So if you're someone that likes to post social, it's got so many graphics here to post from. So all this side on the left, infographics, swipeable graphics, filters, personalized videos, lead gen calculators you can send to a client and they can kind of fiddle around in your account. So I won't go into those details, but if you look closely, if I choose infographics, look at all of them available. There's a ton of them, but watch what it does. It allows them to be formatted for all these social posts. So if you're going to decide to put it on your Facebook story, it reformats all the pages to a different sizing so they fit. Your Instagram post. So it just kind of knows that and saves you the time, and it makes them look better when you post them. So I won't go into those details because of time, but that's under the premium. All right. Any questions before I move on to the last item, which should probably take me, I'm going to say 15 minutes and we'll be done. So I want to respect your time. Any questions before I move on?
I have a quick question, Matt.
Who is this?
It's Dawn. I'm sorry.
Oh, hi, Dawn. Yes.
Okay, so I do have the app and I do use the premium, which I love. Now, I noticed you did show us once we get the amount that should be bring to close, you went under, I think, to get the PDF. I'm not showing it on my phone. How did you do that, or how did you get that?
On the phone, it's going to be either at the bottom under templates. I think it gives you some options there to choose templates towards the bottom. I'd have to look at it, Dawn.
Okay, no problem. I'll play with it.
You and I can connect on it. I can look at it and then text you or tell you what it is.
Got it.
So, Okay, so any other questions before I leave this? Great product, fidelityagent.com/Matt Gagel. I think Rami probably put it in the chat box so you see it. And Dawn said she loves it. Thank you, Dawn. Yes.